So, what is the point of my telling you all this stuff? The point is, and this is something that really confused me, and I suffered many, many years because I didn't understand about yoga. Now, I use the word yoga, but for other people, a different term might be more appropriate, and maybe I'll think of one in a minute or so. But what I'm talking about is why people have come to Earth. People don't know how to make any sense of their lives because, like me, they don't want to go anywhere, see anything. The people who don't feel any drive to enjoy life, enjoyment being they want to have lots of children and they want to have, or they don't, they want to go, skiing and they want to, enjoy playing games with their friends and they want to enjoy and they want to see lots of places. And if you don't feel drive for sense pleasure, and you're not like your friends in that way. Your friends are, come on, what's wrong with you? Get with it. You know, and this is really strange because sometimes people in my life would ask me questions and I would answer, and my answer for me was perfectly logical, but for the person who was asking the question, they were, that this person is imbalanced or crazy. And I'm here to tell you, you're not crazy. Somebody once asked me, there was a guy who was hitting on me, and and I was kind of disgusted because it wasn't that I wasn't, attracted to men. I've been very attracted to men in my life. That's one of the things that's I can understand sexuality. People being very attracted and wanting to have sexual adventures. But for some reason I didn't like this guy because he, I don't know, he just rubbed me the wrong way, literally. And he said to me one time, because we got together, and he said, well, he couldn't understand why I didn't want to sleep with him. And I said to him, well, you have a girlfriend, and who else? I don't know whatever was going on. But he asked me this question, to get to the point. He asked me the question, he said, if you could live a life that was a really good life, and a very, very fulfilling and happy, and, everything is great for you, and then die a horrible death. That's the one possibility. Or live a horrible, horrible life, have a terrible time, and die a very good death. Second possibility. Which would you choose? So, guess what I took? You can guess. I chose the second option. And he was flabbergasted. Why would you do that? Okay, there are some, and I don't know why that I answered that, but that's my innate makeup. And why? Now I know why I answered that. I answered that because that was my purpose in coming to Earth. I came to Earth to absorb this energy, this negative force, to help the planet. That's why I came. And some people don't understand why their lives are so painful, and they're trying to escape, and they're trying to do all kinds of things, and they just don't know that this is what their problem is. Okay, so my difficulty was with yoga because I felt that I was not an evolved being, and that I needed to become a yogi, and that I needed to, get self-realization or God realization or something. None of the above, guys. there are people on the earth today who have so gone beyond that. They are so far beyond self-realization, God realization, these other things. And they're coming to do a job for the planet. And these people are what we call part of the incarnation force. Why is it called incarnation? It's called incarnation because there are people who have consciously taken a body and come under the veil. Now, sometimes during my life, people would come up and ask me some question, and like that, I knew the answer, and it would just come out. Boom. And I would be so surprised and shocked to hear myself saying these things. And in one case, my friend Madeline, she was like, oh my God, can I write that down? This stuff like this was happening to me my whole life. I don't want to go on about myself, because this is about you. Something I wanted to say that now I'm starting to forget it again. See, it comes up to the surface. It's like the yeah, you just like a school of fish coming up to the top of the, and you have to kind of catch them in the net before they disappear down into the depths. So I'll think of it in a minute. We are not here for our own enjoyment or edification, and we don't need to be here. The planet needs us to be here. And there are some people who may feel horribly guilty. In fact, I would suggest that if you've not done anything in your life, but you have this terrible feeling of guilt, and you're not in any other way twisted or crazy, that you may be one of these people who, like me, came to lift the burden of earth. So, as I was just thinking about it, about what I had just said, because you see what I'm doing in these recordings. I'm recording some information, and sometimes it might be a little bit tedious for you to listen to this because you watch me and I start to say something and then I get stuck. Why am I getting stuck? Because what I'm telling you is quite a bit of it channeled. In other words, it's not coming from me, because there is nobody here. There's only a body here. There is no one at home. It's just like what you're seeing in front of you right now is just a megaphone, It's just, and it's not like there's any person behind it. It's just a channel. And so the things that come, because sometimes I think, okay, well, let me, there is a remnant of a personality here. That person, that remnant, sometimes wants to know what was said. So I stop and I listen again. I stop the recording device, and then I listen to what was said. And then I feel wonderful because I'm enjoying it the way you might be. Because the energy that's flowing through this form enlightens me, gives me bliss. That's my payoff. I mean, there has to be something, for us to stay here. So that's what I'm doing. I'm making these recordings, and then after the recording, I do not know what I have said. I have a vague idea of what the topic was, but I have no idea what was said. So I have to sit down and listen to it to know what was said. So that's what's going on. And that's why sometimes you hear me and you see me and I'm like kind of stuttering, or I get stuck because I know of a word that I want to say, but I can't reach it. I can't reach the word because I'm not in the conscious mind. Or let's say I'm not in the surface mind. I'm in a higher mental state, perhaps. Hard for me to judge because in this particular situation, it's the incarnation force that's working, and it doesn't have anything to do with yoga in that old sense, that traditional sense of self-realization, God realization, in these different steps and levels. And then, the goal is to withdraw into the Supreme Consciousness, and then it's like you never were. That is not what's going on. Me and my shadow strolling down the